Hey guys, coming at you today with a little tutorial video, including a little throwback recipe that I'm going to use to make a delicious keto almond joy birthday cake and cupcakes. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia and I'm a pastry chef with a sweet tooth. And now I own a keto gluten-free bakery and I'm here to show you all the tips and tricks on how to make the best recipes possible. So if you enjoy my recipes, please hit the subscribe button down there. Give the video a thumbs up, leave me comments, and share with all your friends and family. It all helps me help you make the best recipes possible and bring you new videos every Saturday. Today, another different flavored birthday cake using a bunch of my recipes all piled into one because my father-in-law's birthday is Monday and my keto almond joys, which I have a recipe for, I'll link it up there for you. They are his favorite. He asks for them all the time. He's bought them from me before. I just don't make candy much anymore. So when I asked him what cake he wanted, he's like, I don't know, something chocolate. I'm like, do you want an almond joy birthday cake? He's like, yes. So I probably will make him some almond joys as a gift also, but I'm gonna make an almond joy cake using the almond joy coconut filling for my candy as the middle layer. And then chocolate cake, almond flavored buttercream, toasted almonds on the outside, and a ganache strip on top too. And unlike the last one I did, which was the Irish cream cake, which I'll link that up there for you if you want to make an Irish cream one, I made the cake already and I made 6 cupcakes because it was my mom's birthday last Thursday and almond joys are one of her favorites also. So I have my 6 cupcakes I already baked and I did 2 layers, 8-inch round cakes. I'll put here the measurements I used. I always weigh out my stuff just because it's easier that way. It all bakes relatively the same. My oven bakes really unevenly, so one took 3 minutes longer on the cake rounds than the other one. If you're trying to be specific with keto, I would always try to do cupcakes because it's easier. This is 1 net carb. Cutting this into like 12 pieces is probably gonna be 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 net carbs with all the stuff we're gonna add on it. So cupcakes are always a better way to go if you're really doing strict keto. My whole family, not keto, they just try to eat a little bit better, and my mother-in-law is celiac, so gluten-free, low sugar desserts for their birthdays. Now that the cakes are all made, I'm gonna start with the buttercream frosting, and while that's going, we can get the filling going also. Can I get it all in frame for you is the question. It's hard when I have to use the stove and the mixer, so we can move our cakes out of the way for now. So since we're not using the buttercream as the filling, I'm only gonna do a single batch of buttercream frosting, which is a pound of butter and 240 grams of a powdered erythritol. You can also use bocha sweet. And I have used an allulose monk fruit blend, but after a day in the refrigerator, it does kind of get wet because of the allulose drawing out the moisture. But if you're doing it the day of, it will be fine. You can probably not even refrigerate it and you won't have that problem. Oh, I just had enough butter out. Oops, I thought that was a full pound. So you're just gonna whip up the butter. You do want room temperature butter. This is a little bit too soft. It was really warm in here because I was baking and I had all the doors and windows closed. You don't want it soupy because it'll be really hard to get a nice pipeable buttercream. I'm not gonna go into super great detail, all the tips and tricks on my buttercream. I'll link it up there for you. I did a tutorial on it and how to make red out of it, which is one of the hardest colors besides black to get. I was debating on making this chocolate because my sister-in-law isn't a huge fan of the cooling effect of the icing. So that's about putting the ganache on and only doing like a thin layer of the buttercream on the cake. This is the cheapest one I've found on the market. It was out for a while and I had to buy a Locanto. Oh, so much more expensive. So 240 is about 2 cups. And this is the least amount I found you need to create the buttercream. The thing with buttercream is you need a bulk sweetener in order for it to be pipeable and whip up like a buttercream. Okay, so now that that's all measured out, we're gonna measure out our almond joy filling. I didn't call it this in the video, but I basically made like a corn syrup almost out of allulose and a little bit of water. And that makes it nice and sticky, and the coconut will stick together, and you'll be able to kind of mold it. In the video, I put it in little, you know, candy molds, but for this, we're gonna put it right in the center of the cake so that we can slice into it, and it'll be chocolate, coconut chocolate. And I did put a tablespoon of almond extract in the cake instead of vanilla. So I'm gonna do the exact same recipe as in my old video. 1 cup, which should be 160 grams, but the allulose I have now, it's super powdered and clumpy. So you see this is even a little bit over a cup. It was only 133. This stuff is so powdered. I just bought regular, the one I always buy. That's what I mean when I say that keto ingredients change all the time. Even the same brand from box to box, bag to bag can change. 1/4 cup is 30 grams. So that is the exact measurement of my powdered monk fruit erythritol blend. That's why keto recipe creating is a pain in the butt. So I'm just gonna put a 1/4 cup of water in there. It's not really anything to do with measurements, because we're cooking this until the water evaporates. So the amount of liquid you put in really doesn't matter too much. Really, it's just to help the allulose not to burn or anything on the bottom. So I'm gonna turn that on a medium-low heat, and we're gonna cook it to 260 degrees. And then we're gonna put in, make sure you get unsweetened coconut, shredded coconut. And put in 135 grams. Have that ready to go. Then the only other ingredient that's going in here is some vanilla extract. 1 tablespoon. So have that ready to go. And then I'm gonna put almond extract into our frosting. Okay, just gonna whip this up, add this little by little. My son is home, so if you hear clink, 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 it's him running around upstairs. Stop and scrape down, get all the butter nice and fluffy. I'm worried about this allulose. It looks weird. It's all like cloudy. We're cooking that to 260. I love my laser thermometer because it's easy just to point it and click it at it and know what the temperature is instead of trying to put a thermometer down in there when it's not a ton of liquid. So it's kind of hard to do. It doesn't take long to get to 260 either. I'm gonna add the 1 tablespoon of vanilla to it. I turned it down because it was getting crazy. Now it's super low. I hate this stove. So hard to just have it at a simmer. $240. Add in the rest of this. Get all the sweetener in, and then we're gonna whip it until it's soft and fluffy. I'm gonna put a little bit down on this here. Just have it ready to go for my cake. Almost at 260. These are my cake layers, nice and flat, which I love. Okay, we're at 260. Pull it off. Dump in coconut. Mix it all around. As it cools, it'll get nice and sticky. Actually, I think I did this I just watched my own video this morning and I still did it wrong. I was supposed to pour sugar liquid into the coconut. Okay, that's gotta cool a little bit until it's nice and sticky. Continue whipping this. See, it's getting paler in color, light and fluffy. Check our coconut. It's gonna stay pretty warm. I don't want to put it directly on my cutting board. Hopefully it'll cool down a little bit faster that way. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of almond extract to this and give it a taste, and then add what stevia I'd like. My mom bought him a Play-Doh set. Oh, I wonder if you can hear that. It'd be funny if you can. It just tastes mostly like butter and a little bit of cooling effect. So start with a 1/2 teaspoon. Almondy, buttery, another 1/2. Probably still pretty hot, 174. So that'll be a little bit before it's cool enough to throw on the cake. while we're doing that too, I do have some almonds, slivered almonds. I'm just gonna toast them up in a dry pan a little bit. They look kind of toasted, but I just want to give them a little bit more color. So it's 1 teaspoon of stevia. I think 1 more half and we're good. Still get that little hint of butter still, so you don't want it to taste completely like butter, especially if you have non-keto people that are used to sweet frostings. We're not going to use all this, I don't think, for the filling. Save some for candies. I think that's good. I'm gonna add 1 more teaspoon of almond extract, so tablespoon. I just wasn't sure how much this would take with how warm it is in here. Okay, I think that's good. Sweet and almond, that's what I wanted. That's a pretty good spreadable consistency right now. Nice and light and fluffy. Let's get some of this on here. I'm gonna weigh it just so that I can give you macros for this cake at some point. Make sure whatever you have it on is what you're gonna want to serve it on, because you can't move it once you put all this stuff on it. Once it comes out of this pot, it'll probably solidify better too. I was thinking 6 ounces. It's getting sticky. Maybe I should have put a layer of buttercream down first. Think about that. I'm gonna put some buttercream on the other layer and then put it on top of this. Almost forgot about our nuts. Quick layer. Yeah, that'll help it stick a little bit. You just create as you go. Now I wonder if I can flip it and add buttercream to the other side. Might be a little bit stuck down, but whew. Ha! See, that's why I wanted to add buttercream. Buttercream will help it stick. That way it won't fall apart when we go to slice it. There we go. Haha. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in the fridge for a minute to get nice and set up before we frost it. Try to get all the crumbs off. It's gonna be a decent sized cake. Now we gotta put some of this coconut filling in our cupcakes. I'm gonna take out some of the inside. They make a tool for this, but I'm too lazy to buy one. Okay, smell our nuts. Those are off. Now, I'm using my ½ teaspoon here. Try to get the coconut in there. .2 each, which is 4 grams. My mom doesn't know I'm making these yet. It's gonna be a surprise. Fortunately, her husband can't eat them. Nut allergy. Okay, I'm gonna get cleaned up real quick and we'll get to frosting all these. Okay, I'm just gonna use the same tip that I took the centers out with. I'm gonna do kind of a flat top. I'm not gonna do like crazy high. I haven't used this tip in a while. That one was a little high. Kind of keep it close to the cupcake. We're gonna be covering this in chocolate, so it doesn't matter too much. If you don't like it, that one is like really oblong shaped. I don't like it, so you go like this. Oop. Believe me, we don't always get it right on the first try. It's getting hard to work with because it's so warm. If it's warm in your house and your hand, the heat will culminate and really melt your buttercream. I really should probably take a break and open a window, turn the fan on, and all that stuff before I go to frost the rest of this. These are gonna go in the fridge for now, and we'll pull out the cake soon. I'm gonna leave the door open as long as possible. There might be some trains and noise, I might have to shut it, but it's only 60 out, it's just like 80 in here. On the top, I'm gonna do a thin layer, so it's not a ton of frosting. We just want enough on the side, we're gonna put the toasted almonds on the side, so. Normally I would do a crumb coat, but because we are covering this in almonds on the side and ganache on top, it's not gonna matter so much. You do want it level, so if anything, add enough buttercream so that it is level. I feel like you should be down here. See if I can put you somewhere that you can actually see what I'm doing. Ah, there we go. Okay, now that we got kind of a base coat, I'm gonna go around, just do a tiny bit more so that the almonds will stick. There we go, move out the top. Make sure we're level-ish. Got a little bit of a dome here, so I probably should have leveled my cakes a little bit more. It's a little bit better. Do I have cake board showing? I can see it in the camera. We don't want cake board showing. Okay, there we go. You can see all my imperfections in the camera. And it's driving me bananas. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and it makes doing cakes kind of annoying. Okay, so we got our almonds. Let's see if I can get this on camera. So we kind of tilt, push them in, and let the excess fall. If you want to specifically place some too, you can. Kind of like level them off in your hand a little bit. Kind of place them where you want them. I would normally do this going towards me so I could see what I'm doing, but I want you to see, so I can't see how they end up. Not really focusing, sorry. We're gonna put ganache on it. It's gonna drip over these, so you don't need to go all the way up. That looks pretty good. We have a train coming, so I'm gonna have to cut here, but I think we look good. If any of you didn't know, the train tracks are literally my backyard, so yeah, it looks pretty good. Probably straighten it up a little bit more, but gonna go in the fridge to chill for a little bit, and then we're gonna make our ganache. Okay, on to the finishing touches. Just so you know, if you do a poured ganache with like keto chocolate, it could crystallize on you over a day in the fridge because the erythritol, when it cools, it tends to crystallize. So even if you temper this perfectly and don't get it too hot, it might still get like a crystally white cast on top of it, just so you know. So I'm only gonna do 4 ounces of dark chocolate and 4 ounces of heavy cream. I might need the scale. How many times I cleaned this thing today? I have a whole ganache video. I'll link it up there for you. There's a lot of things to ganache. A lot of it has to do just with our keto ingredients. Popping this in the microwave until it's steaming and pretty hot. I believe around 150, 160 is what I normally do. So that was 1 minute in the microwave and it's steaming about 150. Pour it over the chips. Do better if you put a lid on it. Let it sit for 5 minutes. I pulled out the cupcakes. You don't want this like cold, the whole cake cold. You just want the buttercream set, because when you hit it with warm ganache, you don't want it to instantly melt, but you don't want it to set super fast. If it's really cold, it's gonna set so fast you're not even gonna be able to spread it out or do anything with it. I just checked the cake and it's not even set, the buttercream. So give this a stir. It won't look like it's gonna come together, but it will. There's a couple residual chips in there. Sometimes our keto chocolate just doesn't like to cooperate. Yeah, we're only at 88. So I'm gonna have to do another 5-10 seconds on it. But I'm only gonna do 50% power. Might have been too long. 10 seconds. All the chips are melted. But the question is, how hot are we? You don't want it too hot. Ooh, we're actually at a good temperature. Okay, now I'm gonna do a dollop in the middle, and then I have a mini offset. Might actually pick it up. Here we go. Little drip down. Get a little shake, shake. And a little sprinkle of almonds. That turned out good. Probably got to reheat the ganache for the big cake. Whoop. Don't shake too much. Do like a tablespoon on there, not even a teaspoon. Will it work better with the offset? I think it did better with just a shake. Always add a little bit extra if you want a more drippy drip on there. Oh, that looks good. That was only 50 grams of almond slices, so we used just about all of it. All our little cupcakes are done. They look pretty delicious. Be back in just a second for you to finish the cake. Okay, it's only been a couple of minutes. I just checked it and it's pretty much solid. So I'm gonna get this warmed up a little bit and we'll get the ganache drip on top. It was 10 seconds. I was thinking about adding a little bit more cream to it, just because dark chocolate chips tend to have more cocoa, which makes them a little bit thicker. So you want to get a nice pour, but not have it too hot. You might need a little bit extra cream. But you got to be careful with chocolate. If you add too much liquid, it can seize. Then you have to add a little bit more. Always risky adding more liquid. Okay, we're at 100. And we're a little bit more liquidy, which is what I wanted. So Fan is stopping around up there. Start in the middle. Go out to the side. More than that. Once you get it smoothed out on top, you don't really want to touch it anymore. After that, we have a decent drip going. Oop. Didn't know it was coming out that fast. Apparently Van is having a stomping party up there. A little shake shake, even out the top. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's finish this cake and taste a cupcake. So I got a rosette tip on this guy for a little border around the top. This might not be enough to do all the rosettes I need. We'll see. We'll do it into 14. I will figure out the macros for you on this too. 2 in the middle and 2. Made them too big and now I'm gonna be out of frosting. 2 in the middle. There we go. I do have whole almonds. Think about putting 1 on each one. These are just dry roasted. There's no oils on them or anything. Make sure they look nice. It's pretty delicious. Just gonna write on it real quick and then we get to taste one of our cupcakes. Okay, now everyone's home, so we gotta try our cupcake. It had just enough icing for all of this. So if you want to cover it more in icing, you're going to need probably 1.5 batches. It is kind of cold, so it's going to be less soft than if it was room temperature. You definitely want to pull these out like an hour or 2 before you want to serve them. Our ingredients and everything taste better warm, especially the buttercream and all that. The ganache is going to get hard on top. Ooh, got a hard coconut center, just like an Almond Joy would have. Here's a little secret, I don't like coconut. Guess I'll try it. More the texture I don't like. My cake and buttercream is so good though. With that ganache on top. Icing on the cake. So good. It's like dinner time, I'm eating cupcakes. But so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on how to combine some of my recipes. And if you love Almond Joys, definitely go check out that video. I'll have it linked at the end. I also have my playlist curated. I purposely did, I think I have like 12 playlists so you can easily find like recipes you're looking for. I have a chocolate one, I have a candy one, cake and frosting, cheesecakes, a bunch of different categories. So it makes it super easy to find the recipes you're looking for to combine to make what you're looking to make. Let me know what you create using my recipes. I'd love to see pictures over on Facebook, Keto Upgrade. You can tag me in posts or pictures or whatnot, and also on Instagram at Keto Upgrade Chef. I will figure out the macros for all this and have it here, and then I'll also put it down in the description box below. Don't forget to check out my Amazon shop page that will be linked down in the description box below, along with the blog link to the full recipe. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already. As always, I'll be back with more keto, low-carb, healthy meals, desserts, and snack recipes. Bye guys. Happy keto baking!